Okay, take three, or whatever take this is. Okay, here we go. All right. Huh. I live with chronic pain every single day of my life. I used to think it as a curse, and now I know it's a blessing. Back in 2019, I went to my first doctor's appointment for pain, excruciating pain in my hand, to the point where I couldn't work. I couldn't use my hand to type on my keyboard. And as a developer, I kind of need that function of my hand. As time went on, I started to believe that my pain was on purpose. As my pain increased and my condition progressed, I fell into a rut of not even trying to try because I didn't see the point. I was having thoughts like, I'm in pain all the time. I don't know why. My job sucks because no one there cares. And I was I was at the point in my life where I was thinking, I was just, my God, why have you forsaken me? I didn't, I was like, did I do something wrong? Like, what did I do? Is my faith not strong enough in order to be healed? But God, through his infinite wisdom, through these trials, these mental and physical trials, he's grown me more than I could have ever thought or imagined. And even though I have a lot more room to grow, I think that's the best part. And as through the last like 5, 6 years of having chronic pain and learning about my condition, I've also been growing personally. I've been really into personal development, personal growth, and that even started before my condition really started taking its toll. I believe God was setting me up because he knew what was coming. And as I've been going on this path of personal growth and development, I I learned that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And where I landed after multiple different attempts of trying to do different things, I landed on becoming a life coach. And a life coach, that phrase, that career path is, it's seen amazing by some, and by others, it's snake oil. And maybe you're one of those people that see it that way. And I think that's understandable because I know that there's a lot of people out there that self label themselves as a life coach without certifications, without really knowing what it means. And they dull down what it means, or water down what being a life coach actually is. So the goal of this episode is to demystify my coaching, why I do it, and for who. So whenever I decided to be a coach, I decided to be a coach because I know that God has blessed me with a unique experience that I believe is extremely valuable to people. He's also blessed me with a drive for personal growth. For instance, if I were coaching you, it would be a one-on-one conversation, a conversation all about your goals, about why you want what you want out of your life and why. What vision do you believe God is giving you for your life? What is your calling? That's what we get to talk about during these amazing, thought-provoking conversations. And the result of coaching is that you get from where you are to where you want to be faster. It's like trading your punch bug for a Lamborghini. It's like if we wanted to get from here in Pittsburgh to California on an airplane versus a car, you're going to get there faster. Now, I'm going to say this: nobody actually needs a coach. It might be a weird thing to say, but when you hire a coach, it's not because you need one, it's because you want one, because you want to get from where you are to where you want to be faster than you would alone. Nothing great has ever been done by one person. There's always a team. There's always people supporting you. There's always people holding somebody accountable. For instance, I had a client who wanted to write a children's book. And it's funny because I knew her for years before that. I had no idea. She put it on her intake form and signed up for 3 months of coaching. By the end of those 3 months, she had a full finished draft and a partner that she met at work, a partner to work on this book with. And I couldn't have been more happy because every week she came to this session saying that she didn't think we had much to talk about. She didn't say I didn't do that much. And I was like, Courtney, I got her permission to tell her story. I would say we're gonna fill this session out. We always do. You say that every week. we always you always I either give you and you're always leaving with homework. You're always coming to me with something you did or maybe something you didn't do, and that's a great part of coaching. Because even whenever you don't do something you say you're going to do, the coach holds you accountable, and then we figure out why. Why did you not follow through? Maybe the goal wasn't realistic that we set the week before. And I just wanted to give you a little taste of what can happen in 3 months. A full finished draft of a book is amazing. And I've coached other people with different goals, and they're always exceeding their own expectations because nobody understands, nobody knows what they're capable of until they're truly held accountable the way they're held accountable through coaching. Now, who do I coach? I coach other people, others whose life has also presented them with circumstances that are outside of their control. Kind of like chronic pain or muscular dystonia, but they know God has a calling on their lives, and they are wandering aimlessly through life, trying to live that calling out. Is that you? You have big goals, but you believe because of your life circumstances that maybe that goal that you had set, that vision you have for your life, maybe that's for somebody else. Maybe that's a pipe dream that's not possible. Maybe that's not for you anymore. Right now, what that is that you're letting your circumstances define your calling instead of letting God do that and do. God defines your calling, not your circumstances. Place God on the throne of your life. Now, I'm not saying this to condemn you, and I'm not saying this to condemn anyone. I'm saying this because this is what I did. I did this to myself. And I believe if I would have had a coach sooner, I would have not only found my calling, I not only understood that maybe what I was aiming for wasn't, maybe what I was aiming for was too small, but I would also realize how much I was actually capable of. And I still don't believe I know. And that's exciting. Again, just like there's no ceiling to how much you can grow, I don't think there's any ceiling to how much we can achieve. We can just keep going. So think about that. That's pretty much this episode. I wanted to tell you who I coach, why I coach. I coach people whose life circumstances are starting to define your calling. You let them define your life, but you know there's more, and you're striving to live out the calling that God has for you. Maybe that's entrepreneurial. Maybe it's career. Maybe it's finding out what that calling is at all, and then pursuing that with the excellence that God calls us to. And if that's something that sounds interesting to you, if you want to get from where you are to where you want to be faster, I have something for you, a free one-on-one discovery coaching call. I get to know you, you get to know me, and we are going to dive right into your goals. We're going to dive right into where you want to be, so that I can leave you with an actionable plan to start pursuing your calling well. All right, if you listened to this full episode, I want to thank you, and I'm going to ask you again, tap click the link down in the description that would take you to my calendar to sign up for the one-on-one coaching call. And if you use social media, go ahead and share this episode out wherever you use social media, and share it with your friends, share it with somebody that you believe would find this beneficial. And don't forget to leave a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever you listen. And guys, I'll see you next time. Don't keep pursuing your calling. Do it well. I'll see you next time.